area, and of course we're looking at what happens next with some of these storms that manage to come through. So let me just kind of walk you through. Here's what we had today. So we've already, in a short period of time, gotten at least an inch, if not close to 2 inches in many locations, and that led to the localized flooding that we are experiencing this morning. We expect to add more into the rain buckets, only this brief period of time to dry things out today, so this could aggravate the situation. Look at here, Knoxville over to Loudon, 2 to 1 1/3 inches, down to Madisonville, close to 2 for Townsend, areas like Gatlinburg, over to Sevierville. Our southernmost communities seeing the most rainfall from what we experienced over the past 24 hours. Off to the north, not quite as bad. We move forward and show you what's going on next with the First Alert Live Doppler this morning. There's a close inspection of Madisonville, but we do have just kind of this drizzly mist that is in the air from Knoxville over to La Follette into Wartburg, parts of Sevier County, and you see down to the south, that's where we have some of these heavier moderate showers that are moving into areas like Athens, Madisonville. I just showed you those numbers, so any little bit of rainfall that we're picking up here over the next hour or so could definitely lead to some more localized flooding issues in these particular areas today, and it's going to stay pretty much to the south with the heavier stuff that we're tracking. I'll show you the futurecast here coming up in just a minute. Moving into that live radar, we move into areas like Gatlinburg over to English Mountain, Jones Cove. That's where we have some of this lighter rain mist that's moving into your neck of the woods, but can't rule out that you'll run in and out of periods of some more moderate showers at times. Here's the broader perspective. We're going to stay with the clouds all day today, so not a lot of sunshine to help dry us out. And we've got the rain that's down to the south. You see there's still some yellows and reds right at the Tennessee line with Alabama, back over into Georgia, Mississippi. And we'll continue to have this kind of roll through, again, grazing our southernmost communities at any one given point through the course of the day today and into the overnight hours. And then we start our Friday where we're looking at the winds that will pick up as well. So temperature-wise right now, we're very close to 60 in many locations. So not all that cold. We're doing pretty good with that. And here's your First Alert forecast for today. Look down to the south. That's where areas like Athens, Madisonville see some of the heavier pockets of rain, and then light spotty rain for the rest of us, primarily to the north of Knoxville. We're in the 60s for the afternoon, 66 Knoxville to Pigeon Forge over towards Kingston. We move down to the south, and you see here areas like Madisonville checking in the mid-60s as well. Scattered to spotty rain chances overnight tonight will be with us once again, and so about 56 with the rain settling in is where we're going to be for the start of our First Alert weather day that we are going to experience here coming up on Friday. So here's the storm risk. We're at a level 2 from Knoxville over to Loudon, Madisonville, Gatlinburg, Greenville, and we're expecting the primary threat to be strong straight line winds. And I'm going to show you that wind forecast here in just a minute, but we're expecting upwards of 50 mile per hour winds in the valley, close to 70 for the higher elevations, and so that could bring down some trees into power lines, disrupt, and be very inconvenient for you as well. Can't rule out the possibility of a small spin-up tornado, but primarily the biggest threat is going to be these strong straight line winds. And flooding is another potential. I just showed you how much we had overnight last night, and now we're going to be adding more into the rain bucket, so that's another factor that we need to pay attention to. High wind watches are already posted starting Friday at 7 a.m. and going into the afternoon with gusts 50 to 70 miles per hour depending on where your highest elevations are. You see here from Wartburg down to Madisonville, Knoxville, Morristown, Newport, all under the factor with that. Differing times depending on when the winds blow out of here. Those wind advisories for Crossville, Cumberland County, gust upwards of 55 miles per hour, and then it will last right until around 10 a.m. on Saturday morning if you are into the Smoky Mountains. Here's some of those gusts. Look at this. 7 o'clock in the morning, you're already waking up with this. Crossville's looking at a wind gust approaching 36 miles per hour. Still rather calm for the valley, picking up into the mountains, but areas like Sweetwater, close to 30 miles per hour. Moved it forward, you see we're inching closer to Knoxville by 10. We're starting to trigger on the WVLT First Alert weather day. Look at Jamestown to a night of 50 mile per hour wind gust at 10 o'clock in the morning. So definitely hold on to your hats. Approaching Dandridge, Knoxville up to the 30 32 mile per hour gusts. And look at that, we've got even more 50s like Knoxville, 54 at 1:30 to 55 Oneida, 59 Jamestown. So that's a 60 mile per hour wind gust. We're talking about tropical storm force winds here, and that lasts right on through 6 o'clock into the evening hours on your Friday. So we start to wind down with the rain, but we keep the winds. And remember, we've already got some routes that have already been compromised from the water that we've had, so this could continue to be a problem into the afternoon and evening hours. Here's Friday, and we stop the time clock for you right at noon. Here's where some of those storms have started to approach. So now we're talking about the storm threat when we add in the rain with those winds that we're experiencing throughout the course of the day. You see in and around Crossville to Wartburg, some moderate rain. There's the reds that are kicking in 2 o'clock in the afternoon for you on your Friday from, Oliver Springs into Anderson County, back over into La Follette and Campbell County as well. Moving off to the east here as we get through 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Gatlinburg to Pigeon Forge over into Jefferson City. You're all part of those stronger to moderate storms that are moving through. And again, we start to clear it out in terms of the storm threat, but the winds will stay with us for just a little while longer once everything is all said and done. We move into Friday evening, still gusty at times, especially off to the east, and we wake up on Saturday morning. We'll start to see some progress with just a few sprinkles in and around parts of the area. So here's how much rainfall we're expecting to have here. This is through the rest of this day today. Another 1/10 of an inch from Gatlinburg to Loudon, Athens into Sweetwater. And then we'll roll right on through our Friday, where we're picking up another 1/4 to 1/2 an inch in some locations, approaching that 3/4 of an inch in Oneida. So when you get caught under one of these showers, especially if you get that training effect where a shower after shower after shower rolls over your neighborhood, you'll see more localized flooding issues there. And of course, again, we've already seen what happened with those storms yesterday. So 8-day planner. It does get a little calmer for the weekend. That's after that weather alert day on Friday. We pull it to a close on Saturday morning. Just a few sprinkles left into the mountains, maybe a stray snow shower. We'll be around 64 on Sunday, so that is the day we're all probably going to be looking for. A nice warm afternoon on Sunday. Should be nice, pleasant, and calm before adding more rain chances back in Tuesday into Wednesday and Thursday. Of course, we've already seen those flooding issues in the First Alert weather app. We've already got information in the WVLT News app about some situations that happened overnight last night. And of course, the WVLT Facebook page, always a great resource to get live updates and information, as well as that information does come into our newsroom. We can always send those push alerts out to you. So the primary threat going to be some gusty winds that we're expecting to have here coming up on our Friday, with some strong storms at times. Again, that high wind watch is into effect. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon on WVLT News.